right, we in there, brother Jerry.
All right.
Hey, we was already talking, you know what I mean? But just gonna keep going, bro. Fire setup, my God.
Oh yeah, do you like this?
Yeah. Hold on, y'all. Peep it, man. Look at that.
Yes. I've got the goal is to get all of these pops that are in box out of box as well, and to get them on similar shelves, but they're not all up completely yet. But
okay, so what do you do with the boxes then?
They're all do you see this door behind me? It's a closet. Mm-hmm. Literally, I have them they're not folded up or anything. They're literally just stacked in giant towers inside that closet. So that closet is like wall to wall, just empty boxes. So yeah.
I dig it, bro. That's what's up. So which one is your favorite line? Because it looks like you got you try to get complete sets and look like I appreciate it.
Yeah, you'll be able to see. So if you look behind me, right, so you can see the middle-ish shelf is all anime top to bottom.
Yes, sir.
You've actually got all anime up to bottom. Then the shelf right to this side of it, yeah, there we go. That's all Marvel top to bottom. And then on the other side is DC top to bottom. And then on the far ends, you've kind of got miscellaneous stuff. I've got my office set up this way. Office is right there. Game of Thrones is right above it. Some Star Wars cartoons, stuff like that. So it's all pretty spread out. And Venom's actually up on the wall there. You've got some Venom.
Okay, yeah, I see him in the back.
Up there. My favorite line overall, I think that the one that I have the most of and I put the most care into is just animation in general. So like I collect anime, but I also collect cartoons.
Yeah.
Whatever that might be, Steven Universe.
Like the Johnny Bravo.
Yeah, you can see Johnny Bravo, Dexter up there. Samurai Jack.
Yeah. The Samurai Jack's is cold.
Any of the I have a lot of just other random cartoons. Gravity Falls.
Nickelodeon stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Trying to think what Nick ones that I have. I have Invader Zim. He's somewhere back there. What other Nick ones have they done? Now I'm like stumped on that. I'm like, did they do other? I didn't do any Rugrats. I don't think I have any of the Rugrats one. I know they did a wave of that. And I don't have the Wild. I know they did Wild Thornberries. I haven't really done I guess I was more of a Disney and Cartoon Network kid, so I didn't really mess with the Nick ones as much. If they ever do like Fairly Odd Parents or like Danny Phantom,
that's coming out. That's coming out.
Yeah, I know. I saw the leak, so I'm like, I hope that's true. If they do like Jimmy, I watched a lot of Jimmy Neutron. They've just ever done. I think some of my Nick shows like that were more prominent when I was a kid. Haven't been done pops, because I know they did All Real Monsters and they did they've done, like I said, Wild Thornberries. They did
Angry Beavers.
Beavers. Yeah, those ones I wasn't, it's mainly yeah, I think Zim's the only one that's been out that I actually was into as a kid. So I got Zim. But yeah, cartoon animation in general, but obviously anime is the hyper focus. I think that I've got something over probably over 400 anime pops, I think, in total in my collection. So anime has got to be the most there, because not just this shelf, but I've also got more when it comes to 6 inches that are actually, you can't see them, they're here. This whole case right here is all anime top to bottom. There's another one right here. And then I've actually got more anime on a shelf. Sorry, I've got shelves that are off screen that have more anime. So this one is anime top to bottom, but I've got more anime on other display shelves throughout the room as well. But so I think anime has got to be my.
What with it, bro? How do you keep up with it? Be real.
I think that Jesus. You just commit to it, right? I just feel like at this point I'm in too deep, and so like when something new comes out, I make sure that I have enough money set aside, and I go and get it. It's like, I will admit.
So you don't have to go back, because getting new stuff isn't really that hard unless it's a bunch coming at you.
Right.
But the old stuff, do you try to get because that's where it would get me.
I try to clip away at it. I think my goal is always to find a couple things each month that I'm like, I'd like to pick up a couple of these. Like just last month, I bought all the Powerpuff Girls pops. And that was like a set I just didn't have. And I was like, I want to grab that set. So I picked those ones up. I'm starting to pick up the Gravity Falls set because I just watched the show. Actually, I'd never seen it before. So I started to go on those. Those are older. They're starting to go up in price. So it's just piecing it out. I will admit, and this is a lot of the really old grails, if they're worth a lot of money, I just don't have them. I mean, just to be frank, like I'm just the type of person that can't bring myself to spend $300, $400 on a single Funko Pop. I mean, it just is like really hard for me to like stomach that. So like, if it's like a big grail that was from before my time collecting, I just have either don't have it or I got it before it went up in value, So like there's a couple that I certainly have that I got, like the Soul Eater set. I got Soul and Maka, long after they came out, but they were still sitting at like $20 or $30 for a long ass time. And at one point I found a lot where someone was selling like them with a couple other, like a Death Note pop and some One Piece pops at the time. And they were selling like all of them for like $90. So I think I got them each for like it was like $10 a piece, give or take. Picked them up at that price. And now, now they're both worth over $100. So it's kind of like, sometimes you just happen to pick something up right at the right time. And then you look back and you go, damn, like I'm happy I bought that then and not now. And I'm like, shoot, I didn't even think that, you never know what's going to blow up in price. And then you are, crap out of luck. So I don't know. There's a lot of stuff like that. I wish I had bought more of some of these too. Like I wish I had bought doubles of Brook when he came out from One Piece, because like he's an awesome character and now he's like worth a ton of money. And I only bought the one, when he came out that day, I just went and bought one for my collection. And I thought he was going to be worth nothing for forever, because like he sat on Hot Topic shelves for weeks. And now he's like one of those ones that's closing in on 200. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like what? Like, I would have never guessed, especially because nothing, I'm a huge One Piece fan, but like nothing special has happened to One Piece to like make people like rush out and get it. It's the same level of like hype. So I have no idea why that has started to happen, except for the fact that it's just a super popular show. But so that's how I keep up with it. You gotta just, I don't know. My wife tells me that I'm really good at budgeting. That's what she tells me. She thinks that I'm really good at keeping track of how my money comes in and how my money goes out. And so I'm able to buy more stuff for myself because of that, Yeah. If you just get your money figured out, I just feel like you could be, I feel like I'm a more effective purchaser that way. But, and I love coupons. I'm a big couponer. I pretty much don't buy a pop retail. If I'm going to buy it from a retail store, I don't ever pay retail for it. And I think that's like a big goal, right? So if you're going to go buy a new pop, it's a common, don't pay $12 for it. That's like something I tell everyone that collects. There are too many like deals, or too many coupons, or too many things you can get. I mean, even like Hot Topic always has like, when you go to purchase something at Hot Topic, if you fill out the survey on the receipt, you can always get $10 off of 40, which is like easy money. If you buy commons frequently, having a Target Red card, so you always get 5% off, or like, using GameStop surveys, make sure you're using your points, all this stuff. So I actually have a huge pile of receipts right here, because I literally like hand track all my receipts by hand. So like I keep them. Yeah, I'm like so
conscious. Bro. See, you put me to shame.
No, I feel like I'm like the over exaggerated. I don't think many people do as much as I do. Like I just am a little meticulous sometimes with my like purchases. I don't want to ever overspend or be in a situation where I don't have enough money to do what I want to do. And so I'm always like, okay, if that's going to be the case, then how do I make sure I do that? And that's just to know exactly how much comes in and how much goes out of my bank account all the time. So that's how you keep up with it, Feds. You just track your money. You just save every receipt.
You're trying to give me a reason, boy.
You go OCD crazy. No,
yeah. I feel you, bro. Hey, but okay. So are pops the only thing you collect? I thought you had like statues and.
I have a lot of other stuff. Yeah. So this room is mainly dedicated to pops. So I do have.
Hold on. Wait.
What?
You said the room is dedicated to pops, which means the rest of your house must be like a museum.
No. Okay. So it's only my wife and me and my cat. So we've got a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom like place. We're technically in a condo, not an actual like house. So the place we're in right now is 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. So, we live in 1 bedroom. So one room is dedicated to the Funko Pops. But then I keep a lot of my statues and other stuff in the other 2 rooms. So I have a display case in my bedroom that has a bunch of mainly It's mostly all. I don't think I have any Funko Pops in the bedroom right now, because my wife said that she was tired of seeing Pops in the bedroom. So she said, get him out of the bedroom. She said, Jerry, don't put any Pops in here. You can put anything else you collect. You just can't put Funko Pops in here. And I was like, okay. I'm okay with that. So she gets to see my giant. I have like a 9-cube display that's just got anime statues top to bottom on it. So that's all that. So I do a lot of that. And we have our big fig pin collection. I probably got almost 100 fig pins. So we do collect a lot of fig pins, especially recently. I've been getting a little bit, I think I've been going heavier into fig pins than I thought I was ever going to do. And then I buy a lot of miscellaneous stuff, like I have like a Mezco back there. I have some Nindroids. I've been buying a lot more Nindroids. What else do I have up here? I actually have an anime statue up here and a Marvel Gallery statue right there. You just can't see them. They're just off screen.
Right.
I have a couple other small things like that too. So, and I have a big I have a whole bookshelf with manga on it that's over here as well. So I do collect a lot of other stuff when it comes to that, but I think I'm more selective with everything that isn't pops. Like if I'm going to buy something that's not a pop, I only buy like my favorite character, or I buy like my, like my favorite scene or my favorite figure of it or something. While with pops, I'm more like throw my money to the wind. I'll buy the whole set,
Man.
Yeah,
boy. I'm like, I gotta go think geek somewhere where it's gonna be like get one free and then you can get a little bit off. Because I always like to get my pops for $5 to $7. I never like to pay anything over it. Maybe $7 and some change, but
right. That's the perfect amount for a common.
Yeah,
pretty much find $5 to $7. Yeah. Just about any, using the right deals and stuff between Topic, Box Lunch, ThinkGeek, buying them in, even if it means you buy 2 or 3, get them all at once, but you're going to get a better deal on them that way. So that's what I do too. I pretty much keep it all on those deals. Like I don't like to mess around with, I know people who buy like they'll buy the full set from Chalice Collectibles with protectors shipped to them, and they'll be paying like $15 a common almost or something. And I'm like, I just don't know why, like for a common pop, like and I get it, that common might end up being Tenya or might end up being, the next pop that's worth, but like 99% of pops that are commons don't end up being that. So it's like, it's not worth it. Find one for $5 to $7 on a deal somewhere. And then, throw it in a stack yourself or throw it in a protect yourself.
That's what I do. I'll buy a bunch of protectors at a discounted price.
Yep.
And I'll buy a bunch of pops at a discounted price.
I'll
put them in the protector myself, and everything will be all right, and it'll save me like $50 to $100 depending on what I do.
And that's what's up. Yeah, I think it's wild. You just aren't going to have a big collection if you're, and I get that. Some people are just more, they want to have a smaller, more selective collection, so they're willing to spend a little more for the commons they want. But when you get to a collection like this size, you got to start spending as little as possible for every pop that you get.
Dang, bro. Yeah. I got the whole wall on this side.
It's all
just pops.
That's awesome. I love it.
The only thing over there that shouldn't be there, and I was just talking about today, is the TV. It's in the way. Let me look at some of my pops. Like I had to put some of them behind the TV because it's just so many. It's just taking up the whole wall. So I understand. It don't look as full as yours, but it kind of does. But it looks like yours.
It's just the wall. Yeah, I mean, I love this.
I do. I love that setup. I like how the second shelf in each one is like open. It's fine.
Yeah, that's my hope. Yeah. So and these bookshelves are super cheap. These are the IKEA, the $20 ones. So each shelf is like $20. Yeah. So they're $19.99 at IKEA. And
what IKEA?
Yeah, at IKEA. So $19.99 a shelf. So all these shelves together was only like $100. So I even budget on my
dope ass premium shelves for like $20. He's just so nonchalant about it. Like,
I'm a budget shelf hunter too. I'm always looking for a deal on a good bookshelf. I'm like, if I can get my display units cheaper too, then hell yeah, I'm in.
See, I'll be sleeping on because I was looking up just a regular shelf. It was too much. It was just like a regular shelf you get for like $8 at Walmart that did just the same thing, and it was like $30, $20, 25 for one shelf. I was like, no, I'm cool, brother. I'm cool with shipping. I'm cool. Ain't no IKEAs around here. So
I was gonna say you don't have. So I live, where I live, I've got 2 IKEAs within about a 20-minute drive, 2 directions. So it's no big deal for me to pop over there and grab some stuff if I need.
Yeah, see, look, it's so nonchalant about it, Jerry.
No, that's not a big deal. They need to get out there to where you are, Fets. They need to find you, set up shop.
Hey, Jerry's got pops and he needs shelves. So
hell yeah,
that's what it is. You should put that on a t-shirt, Jerry. You can have that, bro. That's all.
I should.
Jerry's got pops and he needs
shelves. Oh my god, I gotta write that down. No, that's so dope.
So what got you into collecting then? Like in general, like what was the first thing that got you into collecting anything? Not just
I think I've been this way forever, and that's something that like I didn't realize until I was an adult. But I have such like good memories of being a kid and collecting all sorts of little toys, action figures, display things. One of my earliest memories is I remember in my first like childhood bedroom, I had like a windowsill, and I wanted to fill the whole windowsill with these little X-Men metal figures. And every time they were like at the dollar store, it was literally like you would buy it. They were like each $1. And
that's what you're talking about.
Yeah, these little X-Men figures. They were like from the animated series. And so every time my dad would go to the dollar store, I'd go and look, see which characters I'm missing. He'd let me grab 2 or 3. And eventually I was able to fill like the whole window shelf with like all these little X-Men metal figures. And I remember thinking it was so awesome. And I honestly have no idea. I bet those things got thrown in the trash or something at this point, but who knows where those are. But that was one of my first memories of like collecting something. And then it just kind of spiraled out of control from there. Especially when I got into anime and stuff. You know, I've been into anime since I was like elementary, middle school. So once I got into that, there's just so much merch that like you just want all the stuff. You want to get your, you want to have all your anime stuff. And then I got to admit that like one of my earliest also collecting was Yu-Gi-Oh cards. So like a lot of people don't know this, but I used to have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I mean, just we had a drawer at my house just dedicated. It was just a big drawer in my kitchen. And me and all my little brothers would just like throw, we'd open packs and throw the cards in there, and we'd go sort them every couple months. And I still have at my older brother's house, he still has like a big black bucket full of Yu-Gi-Oh cards. And we were going through them the other night just for nostalgia's sake. We probably we played Yu-Gi-Oh and like we played it. Like we didn't just collect. We like went to tournaments and like played the, we loved playing it. And I did that probably through high school. And that's another thing that I just loved collecting. I loved putting together my decks. The last deck I think I used was an ice barrier deck. That was the deck I was using when I backed out of the game and I stopped playing. But I always like to run decks that were like weird or like not gonna win, which was kind of not the best. I don't know. I was
conventional decks.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I'm so cool. Like, look, I'm gonna run this deck that nobody's using, but I'm gonna get my ass whooped. And then everyone was like using Black Wings or like all these other things that were like kicking my ass. I was like, this sucks. So Yu-Gi-Oh cards and those and just having little toys and figures. And then, by the time I was in high school, I started making my own money. That's when I started buying a couple, I'd buy an anime statue or I'd buy so on and so forth. So I just started buying little things here and there. And then eventually when I graduated college, I probably had accumulated like maybe 5 or 6 pops, not very many. And I remember I just, I sat down and I looked at all of the ones I had. And I was like, those things are really freaking cool. And I started researching them. Huh?
What year you start collecting pops?
Okay, so I got my very first pop back in, it had to have been like 2013 or 2014. That's when I got my first one. And then between like 2014 and 2018, I only bought like 6 more. Like, so I was really, I just bought a couple, I only bought like 1 or 2 here or there. I was like, oh, these are cool. These are cool. But then in 2018, I just had this moment. Like I was looking at the ones that I had and I was like, these are really cool. I was like, I wonder what else they have. And I remember I just like got into this like rabbit hole. Like I was like, searching online like for hours. And I was like, oh my God, there are so many Funko Pops. And I was like, this is crazy. And then at that point, like I just started one of my first like full-time jobs. I was out of college and I was like, I have a lot of expendable like money. I was like, I could buy some Funko Pops. So 2018 is when I really started going hard and actually like really getting into them and like trying to figure out, rarities and values and blah, blah, blah. So over the last, I guess it's been a little over 2 years since I started like going hard on it. But again, I've had them I had pops around for something like 6-7 years, something like that. But I just was never like super serious about it until about 2018.
Yeah. We actually had like 2 or 3 pops. Like my cousin had like 2 and I had 1. But like I didn't like really ever understand them. But then like 2015 hit, right?
Mm-hmm. That's when you went hard?
Never was the same, Jerry. Never was the same. You hear me? I still have war flashbacks from back then. Like,
was it Dragon Ball? Was Dragon Ball what got you into it? Was Dragon Ball Pops the one that made you
Dragon Ball, wrestling, and obviously Spider-Man.
Right. Yeah. Okay, dang.
Yeah. And I went I was early to it. So like early 2015 is whenever I started to get heavy into it. But we had them around, you know what I mean, in 2014, but I didn't take it too serious. And then like you, I had looked it up one day and I look over at her and I was like, they got Spider-Man, they got DBZ, they got this, they got that. Hold on, they got X-Men. Hold on, they got hold on. What the hell? And then I just went crazy, bro. Like I got a picture that I still got to today. And then we had like 2 or 3 dressers lined up before like we moved into our apartment. And it was just everything. It was like WWE, X-Men, Marvel, Spider-Man, Dragon Ball Z.
That's awesome.
I had some Nickelodeon characters. Like it was all over the place, bro.
Yeah.
And then I got to my apartment and I seen how easy they was adding up and how much money I had spent. And I was like, oh, no.
Dang it. Yeah, that's when it hits you. You're like, well,
then I was like, well, I have to choose what lines I want. So now I'm just strictly like old school anime and Spider-Man for the most part.
Right.
So
that makes sense.
I'm a diehard video game collector, and I've also played Yu-Gi-Oh! And had Pokemon cards at a super young age for a long time. So video games is where it's at for me. And then getting into these model kits is a whole other beast, bro.
I want to try it. I'm definitely gonna dip my hand in the model kits soon.
Be careful, Jerry. Be careful, bro.
Even if it's just 2 or 3 or something, I could see myself. I like to have a couple characters that I like from different toy lines, different figure lines. So like there's different if I can get a Band Presto and a Ichiban show and a model kit and an Android of my favorite character, then so be it. Like I'd love to have that kind of stuff because I like to see the variation in the quality and in the type, and it just really is awesome to me. So
yes, okay. So same sentiment. So let me tell you, whenever I first started collecting pops, I started to see like there was ones like over $20. That's whenever I was like, I don't know, man, if I can take the plunge on this. And then it was really hard for me to get pops that was that much. And then after a while, I was like, okay, it come with the territory if you get an old one, but it would be like still begrudgingly. Like I'm still not happy. Thankfully now, like after I got these turtle pops, I don't need to go back in time and get a pop that's not the Arlia or like the crazy Spider-Man pops that are like 100 and 1200. But when I got these model kits, bro, like I look at the price and be like, it's $60. How can I get $60?
Yeah. Ain't that the truth?
Like it's not even a thought, like it's just so bad. It's just like, how can I get the money? That's all I care about now, to get this without, bothering the important stuff going on, so I feel you, bro, definitely.
On that note, something people maybe don't know about my collection is that I have never purchased a Funko Pop for more than $30. So every single pop in my collection I bought for $30 or less. That's been my hard and fast rule. The only thing that kind of nudges that is that I have paid for signatures on the pops. So if you count the cost of the signature and the pop, I've paid more than $30. But I don't know if I really count that. But for the pop itself, I've never spent more than $30 on a single pop.
I love that.
That was my original goal when I went into it. I set that as like my standard. I recognized that there were going to be some expensive ones, and I said if I can't get it because it's just out of my price range, so be it. And then it's like that's my goal. So like if I can, so the only way I've been able to get some of those rarer ones is I've either bought them in lots, so I get the price down to about 30 a piece by buying them in bigger groups. Or I find a crazy deal. And I've had some moments where like I'll be at a pop swap or I'll be at a like out and about, and I'll haggle someone down. I remember with the Sage Mode Naruto, I had missed, I didn't have it, and I haggled the guy at a local swap down to 30 for me because I said at the time I think it was up to like 60.
Yeah.
It's kind of fluctuated up and down recently, but I was like, I need this pop.
That, man. The Naruto ones are so.
They're clean. I like them.
Yeah, they're so fire, man.
Yeah, I like the Naruto.
Just the character Naruto, and then I had that Naruto and Sasuke moment. Oh, and I got Jiraiya, obviously.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
We ain't gonna talk about Jiraiya.
I think I'm 100% on Naruto right now. I think I have every pop.
Really?
Yeah, I think I have every Naruto pop that's
Good
out.
Good.
I believe. Yes, because I just got Rock Lee today. So yeah, I am. I totally am. Yeah, I was like, am I missing something? I was like, oh yeah, I got Rock.
The pop world should be so fortunate I'm not a flipper.
Yeah. Oh no,
bro. I could have got like the past 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
Every pop that's 30 and up right now, I could have got easily, and I just let them go.
Yep. Yeah.
Let them go in the wild. But you know how it pays off though?
How?
Whenever I do these roulettes, right? These like chase roulette things, like with galactic toys, because like I got to get all the DBZ chases.
Right.
Now we got like 7 of them, and they just sprang up over a year and a half.
Stupid.
I've done 2 chase bundles, but the rest been roulettes, and I've always gotten a chase.
Oh,
always.
I feel like you. That's really great, Fetz, because every roulette I've ever done, I've never gotten a chase.
I'm sorry, damn.
I have terrible roulettes. Are like my worst nightmare because I have such bad luck with them. So it's like I've stopped
all that damn fire in that room, Jerry.
Honestly, yeah, I have way better luck when I get my chases. I'm always the type that finds them in the wild, or I go line up because I know the store's going to have one, and I'm way better at waking up earlier than other collectors than I am at getting lucky on a chase roulette. So, like today, I got lucky. I found the Joker chase literally today.
I could have got that today too, but it's just, and like I think they had got 2 shipments of it, so I could have got 2, and I let them go.
Where were you at? You could have played.
I like because sometimes it's not always and I'm gonna just say it. I don't even give a damn. It's not the asshole person that wants to go buy it and flip it.
Right.
Just because they need to buy something else or this and that. Now, I'm gonna be real with you. I'm okay with flipping if you intend on taking that pop to get another pop. That you can't help. You know what I mean? It's like somebody flipped the price. Not every price grew like a 10. Like it got vaulted properly and then it skyrocketed because it was limited now. That's not the case with every pop. It'd be pops that's still coming out and people like they want $90.
Yep.
And then they don't even want to put towards something else. I don't care what you do with your money, but if we're gonna be real, we're gonna be real, you know? So I don't like being that guy to go get a chase pop that I don't really necessarily like get that heart pull for. Like, I need to get that.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, whenever I do the weird, creepy old man, like, give me that. I need it. You know, if I don't do that, then it's not that deep. So if I don't get real like creepy, like it's not worth getting. So and I like to see the person that really wanted a certain pop, and because like it's happened to me before. I'm like, oh, I can imagine what this feel like for somebody else with the same pop. Like anytime I have gotten a chase, most of the time I've done a giveaway on my channel because it's just like I'm good,
Yeah.
But I don't mind people getting them. Now, if you out there and you get them, do your thing for real. You know what I mean? But that's just me. But do your thing for real, because I'd rather some like you, brother Jerry. I'd rather you get it than some clown that's just going like go on eBay and try to outbid somebody on another account until it's like $300 and like, see, look. It's worth $300. I have 2. I just sold that one on eBay. Here's another one. Now buy this one for $300 too. Well, bro, it's $30 everywhere else. I don't care. Look.
Yeah, I think that I don't know. I think that flippers are a part of the economy of pop. So I have no issue with them. I think that that's just the nature of it. But I think what blows my mind is when collectors. I'm the type of collector that just if I want something, then I just have to be smarter than the people who are trying to sell it. Most of the time, I will admit, like Black Lightning, there was nothing I could have done to get that, which kind of pisses me off because the website just didn't work.
One or 2 people that got lucky with that.
Yeah, some people did get lucky that were collectors, and a lot of people got lucky that were not collectors, and that's why there's 300 listings on eBay right now. So, but you know, that was one, like, no matter how smart I was or how prepared I was, unless I had actually purchased a tool or had my internet just happened to get me lucky like some others, there was no way around that. But most of the time with Funko Pops, as long as you do your research, you stay up with what's going on, you can outplay, you know, your local flippers and go get most of the pops you want. I mean, I have never had
video, bro, because that's what it's like, bro. Really?
Yeah, I've never had that issue where it's like, if I want to find a chase or beat the flippers to the chases or the new exclusive, I always am there before them. Like, I always beat them there. I always get my stuff first. I'm always first in line. But that's because I stay educated on it. You know, like, I'm not going to miss something because I'm too stupid or like I wasn't smart enough to like hone in and figure it out. So I always hate when I like go on those Facebook pages and you're in those groups, like all the different Facebook groups that people talk about pops. It's like you open those up and some chump is on there like, the flippers ate all the pops and they wouldn't let me roll in at noon today and grab a pop that, you know, that came out. And I'm like, what were you doing? Like, you can't just like hope that you can walk in at 6 o'clock in the evening for a collectible.
A lot of people be like, oh, well, some of us have jobs and can't. I'm like, whoa, buddy. Hold on.
You strategize.
98 to 95% of the time they do an online release. And like I was telling people in the video, don't wait for disc pops or your local group or your friend or this and that. Like, bro, I'm going to personally go to the same Reddit page disc pops goes to get that link.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go and keep hitting refresh until it pops up. Because you know what I was doing on Funko Shop? I was hitting refresh.
Yeah.
Whatever they said, don't hit refresh. Well,
you said
why? Because that was the only thing that helped me was hitting refresh, and I did that the whole time. And I didn't wait for anybody like, oh, this and that pop is live. You know why? Because people are prone to wait and get theirs and then let everybody else know. And by the time that happens, they're gone. Not because of that one person, but because of the bots and because of the flippers and because of the people that are on it that just want the one and not gonna wait for a whole clan rally to go get, you know what I mean? Like it's 20,000 up and we want the 3,000 pieces of cheese out there. Like, come on, y'all. Like, come on.
Yeah. People don't seem to understand that, which cracks me up in our community because like I just can't. And that's just it. All these websites, they all have methodologies to when they drop their releases. It's always the same time. They have methods. They have times. They have, you know, if you're just prepped, ready, have the links ready, you can pretty much get a hold of anything you want. I just think that some people throw a fit. I'll be upfront. I think some people throw a fit just to throw a fit. I think some people, especially recently, some Funko YouTubers have been posting videos where they're like throwing fits, and then they also they got the pop. And I'm like, I get it that like you're like, you know what I mean? Like, and that blows my mind.
That's why I'm not a Funko YouTuber, bro. And I'll be telling Dark Sage that all the time. I'll be trying to tell him like I want to do YouTube the way like it is to be popular and do the stuff. But if I feel like it's better if I try and grow organic audience. Yeah. My thing is I'm a YouTuber that collects Funko. Because like I told him, like if you really want to go check my page out, there was no Funko Pops until like 8 months into there was, but I was doing like top 10 videos and stuff, like stuff like that. I wasn't doing like reviews and unboxings like I am now.
Yeah.
But I'm a YouTuber that collect pops. That's it. Yeah. I'm not a Funko YouTuber because I hate that shit. Because what I've noticed is that it's been Funko Pops was the fad. Now people went to the super plastics, then people and my thing is just like then they want to talk shit about Funko. It's not like they went and collected these new things and they was happy and did their own thing, but it feel like every fad that come along, people's just trying to follow that fad and not even get what they like in that fad. And now the new thing is cards. People I ain't never even seen or heard talk about cards. Now everybody in the cards. I'm like,
I bought some cards today.
No, hold on, Jerry. You part of the card group, my G.
I know. You guys are a bad influence on me. So like,
no, that's different. Everybody, their mama just like rose up and like.
I will say, Pokemon cards especially. I'm surprised because like, I saw some people that like Top Pops, the big pop YouTuber. He does Pokemon card openings now, and and like. You know what I mean, though? Like, people, like, that I had no idea, like, and I'll admit, like, I wasn't interested. I'm only interested because you guys have a lot of fun with it. So like I'm like I'll open some cards with everyone. This is fun, and at least I'm a big Pokemon fan. Like I've never been to the cards, but I've played every single game. I've watched every single cartoon.
Bro,
I've been in Pokemon my life.
Behind me, that forever, bro.
But I love Pokemon. So buying a couple Pokemon cards didn't seem that out of character for me. But I feel like a lot of other people have certainly started buying cards with no interest in Pokemon.
That's Pokemon Silver, bro. That's Pokemon Red, bro.
I have some cartridges.
Pokemon Yellow, Pokemon Crystal, bro. I got other Pokemon like this, man.
My wife is so bummed. I think the only game we don't have in the house is we don't have Heart Gold or Soul Silver.
That's but that's why I got the old ones because I was like, those
why are they? That's like the only Pokemon game that I was like, we have not been able to find it for below like $60 in a long time.
Probably won't. I'm checking the Facebook marketplace,
right?
And even like a lot of people are like getting on to the game stuff because a lot of people are finding out like the game market is booming since COVID. Like,
so we would love to have a copy of Heart Gold Soul Silver, but I believe we have a copy of every single, at least one from each generation in my house right now. Because I'm a big Pokemon fan. I love Pokemon, and my wife loves Pokemon. She's like,
I mean, but Top Pops, he's too young to be knowing like
he's 19. Yeah,
he don't know who, like, he don't know Pokemon Red is. Like, he was probably
he came in Johto or something.
He probably wasn't even 2 when Pokemon Red came out. Like, stop, man. Like,
how true?
I'm like, listen, I just want 1,000 subs because it's gonna open up some doors for me with the podcast, bro. Mm-hmm. I don't want no money or nothing. But you got people out here stealing something I did.
Yeah,
like, he ain't Leonhardt. He ain't like he ain't one of these cards. Like, this is a pop. His name is Top Pops. I'm like, you told me that, bro. His name, like, I thought he was a pop channel. What the hell's going on, Jerry?
That's true. No,
he's over here to crack. Man.
He started a second channel to open his Pokemon cards.
He
won't open them on his main channel. He only opens them on the second.
He is ashamed.
Yeah.
So what is up with that? Can I be honest?
I don't know.
What is up with we got to make 3 different channels because we can't talk about a bunch of stuff on one channel?
Yeah, I think that's a YouTube algorithm thing. I think that there's enough, like, if your channel is too like. If it's not focused enough, I think that sometimes it won't suggest your videos as much.
Really?
And so I think there's some. Chase knows way more about it than I do. He does all the research into like he's really like caught up in the like algorithms and the search optimization and all this stuff. But I'm pretty sure that there's something about like if you aren't consistent or if there's something about that it can actually like stop you from getting suggested. And so I think that's why they try to separate them off into separate channels. Just because the channels have like specific audiences, but also I can imagine that like if Top Pops uploaded a Pokemon card video, people wouldn't click on it. You know what I mean? Like you're subscribed to Top Pops for Funko Pops, so I assume that as a subscriber you would just skip over it, right? You'd be like, oh, I don't want to watch that. But if you were subscribed to Top Pops 2, which is where he opens his Pokemon cards, you know that you're getting a Pokemon card video.
Could I pose this to you though?
Yeah.
If everybody was doing the opposite and they did everything on one channel, and then I went along and did everything on multiple channels, how much you bet that wouldn't work?
You're probably right. Yeah, right. It's because it was BU, Pets. That's what they be coming for you.
Hey, Jerry, pretty much. But I'm not saying that. Pretty much. But I'm not saying. I'll just say it sucks, you know what I mean? Because I don't want to have to make another channel to do cards and then make another channel for Pops and make another channel for podcasts and make another channel for video games.
And I think your channel makes a lot of sense, though, at least to me. I think that you're, at least in my viewing of it and my knowledge of it over the last couple of months since I started to kind of become a fan and get to know you as well, I think your channel is actually pretty consistent because you have, like, even though it's, like, a varied type of thing, the actual, like, type of content, that it's like nerd centric, that it's sort of like focused on those sorts of themes. I think that it manages. Now you see your statistics. I don't, so I don't know how well you do when you upload it.
That's what I mostly do because that's what I love. But
like when you upload a
regular podcast as well.
Oh
but
yeah,
I haven't been able to because the COVID.
Right.
And I was doing a lot of those where somebody was actually sitting across from me.
Oh.
You know what I mean? So and
the real podcast.
Yeah. Yeah,
pre-COVID.
Yeah, right. And it really changed a lot to where I did like the collector thing because that's something I want to do, and I want to be able to get people like you on that's willing. Like it's okay we talk about collecting stuff the whole time, but you willing to talk about something more than that, and you know, and it'll be okay. So
I got a lot of stuff
not, you know, I want to talk to everybody, you know.
No, yeah, but I think that's part of it too. Is just like I wish I understood YouTube better because sometimes like it's such a changing platform and such a I feel like every day something alters about it. It becomes harder to get your content seen. And I'm not sure. And I get it that like the bigger it's becoming a little oversaturated. It's really hard to find like your niche on YouTube and like figure out how to really pilot your direction. But yeah, it's definitely interesting seeing everyone steal your idea to open Pokemon cards, Fets. That's the they came for you.
And it ain't my idea. Like it was the group of us. Yeah. And now everybody just because Ope had the sports area. And then we had everything else that wasn't sports, and I didn't ever get the sports because they was always sold out around me. Like it was bad. It was worse.
They're still sold out.
Yeah, it's worse than Pokemon by far.
Yeah, I watched a man literally like they had restocked at my Target the other day, and I watched a man literally he just he put all the sports cards in his basket and just walked out. 2 big old baskets full, and I was like, uh-oh. I was like, those must have been good because that man's just bought hundreds of dollars worth.
They go for like 1,000 and stuff, bro. Like 500,000. Like, bro, it's bad. It's bad.
That's rough.
Right. The most valuable Pokemon tins is going for like 50.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Stuff. Not nothing back in the day. So yeah, I don't mind people getting. I'm not trying to sound like a grumpy. I was just like, before Pop gets into it, he already got all the damn subs and shit he need. I'm just trickling. Just give me a little bit. I need a little tomorrow blow. Couple brothers out. Damn.
I think what's interesting also is you mentioned how the Funko community is kind of like getting into this, like super plastic and chomps and tiny ghosts and all these other like designer vinyl toys. And I don't know really where that's coming, like what's fueling that shift.
The YouTubers and
and that's what it feels like. It definitely feels like some of the influencers in the pop community are like pushing it a little bit, and maybe they're getting paid by maybe some of them are getting paid by. I would not be surprised if some of the YouTubers that have 10K plus subs are getting paid by these companies to publicize, even if it's a small amount or a commission off of every sale or something like that. I feel like they're getting some sort of because they're pushing it. Some of them are pushing it like kind of aggressively in a way that's like, abandon your pops and jump into this tiny ghost that has no relevance to your personal life or anything you've ever done. It's just a ghost with a fun design on it, which I don't really get. And for me, it's like I never got into collecting to collect like plastic that has no like purpose or meaning to me. So like, I got into collecting because all these things have had either emotional or like valuable impacts on my personality or my life, right? So like these are shows, comics, games, experiences that I've had, and these are like physical representations to display the things that I love. I never got into it so that I could display the most rare, chomp figure that exists. What the hell's it's a goddamn Yeti, I guess. I don't know. And I get, I have not been able to build the connection there that because I've seen so many like
them because they might look cool or they're rare and they look cool. I don't know.
That's kind of my only thought process is like I've kind of equated it to like art, right? Like you go to an art show and you buy a piece of art because of the design work, the some of that stuff, and some of these vinyl toys are sort of in that same factory of like that they're kind of like art pieces that you get to display as your own sort of special art show. You can make your own little art show in your display or in your space. And I kind of I understand that concept, but I'm not sure that like the way that it's being marketed is really the right way, because a lot of these are still pretty mass produced figures. And I don't see that as like the pathway for like art toys to me. And I'm not sure Funko collectors are the audience to be like trying to shoot these chomps and tiny ghosts. And I don't see that as like the right pathway. We're more prone, like I feel like Funko collectors are more likely to go buy a statue or a collective, some other action figure from a character or a series we like, we're not as open to these designer vinyl toys, and we shouldn't have to be. Like, I feel like too many of these influencers are trying to like shove them down our throats and be like, you're not cool. I feel like, and they don't say this exactly, but I feel like sometimes they're like, you're not cool if you don't level up and be an adult and collect chomps instead, because that's what adults do. We collect designer vinyl toys now, not these stupid Funkos, you know. And I think that's very condescending and like a very inappropriate way to like approach your audience. Like, I've felt very uncomfortable that some of these channels have sort of embraced this, where it's like they're kind of saying like "F you, audience," that I work so. Sorry, I flipped that off. I don't know if you need to blurt me out. But I'm like, I'm going crazy over here. They said bleep you. No, but I just feel like it's a really big like middle finger to some of the like the audience that is the reason that they are where they are. Like, they wouldn't be, you know, you're not Top Pops without your audience. Like, and to give them the big FU and try to call their love of collecting Funko Pops juvenile or childish it feels very inappropriate. And the speed at which some of these influencers have like pivoted is blowing my mind. And that's my only take on it, is like, sure, they're cool art pieces. They're fun to look at in some ways, but in 2 years, I could see myself not wanting those. While Funko Pops, I think 10 years down the line, there are certain ones I definitely am still going to want, because they have valuable moments that I've shared with, not with the pop itself, but with the characters that these pops embody or that they inhabit. So that's kind of my like quick take on it. And I think that Hot Toys look like Barbies. So write that down too, Fetz.
Hot Toys look dope. They just expensive as hell. I can't get them.
Okay, listen. I was looking at the Batman one last night, and that man looks like a Barbie. Like, I just don't know any other way to put, like, the fact that you can like take the clothes on and off and it's all cloth like, and I just think Hot Toys look goofy to me. Like, I get it that they're supposed to be like hyper realistic, super size, you know, whatever, you know, $400, but it just looks like a super expensive, like, and they make super expensive Barbies that literally look like that. And that's why I'm like these are adult male Barbies. Like, it's so we can change their outfits off and change their little, you know, put them in their cool little poses and play with them. And, you know, that's why you got to get all the different accessories. And I get it. I'm into cutesy bobblehead.
Hey, listen, I'm not in it. You on this one? I don't have any Hot Toys, so I'm not offended. I'll just not know.
Sorry,
Jerry, you keep on. You all up. You just not. I don't want.
I'm just tired of Hot Toys collectors trying to call my collection juvenile. So I'm firing back a little bit, because I feel like
so who's a Hot Toy collector that's doing this?
Go look up any of the like major Hot Toys guys. They all were pop collectors before, and now they've like transitioned.
Who are they? Because I don't know.
Go look up. Okay, so look up Jetta Patrol. He's kind of switched from pops to Hot Toys, right? Okay. Josh Pence used to do pops a lot. He's mostly Hot Toys. MCE, I think is their name. They now have kind of transitioned to mostly Hot Toys. They all have big followings, 20, 30K. They've got pretty big followings. And they started with Funko Pops. These were all pop guys that have all sort of just slowly transitioned away from them. I don't think
in the real world too much, because I don't know none of those people.
You'll have to go look them up. All of them have like pretty strong followings. But it's not them that are making fun of pop collectors. It's the communities around them, if that makes any sense. So it's all these people who have like, they're like, yeah, you know, I used to collect stupid pops, and now I collect, you know, badass big dick energy Hot Toys. Like, pew! You know, like, look at how cool this is. I can pose its arm and leg and change its pants on and off. I don't know. Like, that's what Hot Toys are. You can get different pants and clothes and little armor pieces, and I don't know. It's just not my thing. I get it. I collect cute bobbleheads. Like, you know, I collect cute vinyl figures with giant eyes, and so like. But they've already flamed me enough. I feel like it's my turn to flame back. Like, Hot Toys look goofy to me. Yeah, I can't get into Hot Toys. I like statues better. I think I prefer a statue for something that I'm gonna get that's like a more high grade thing. I'd prefer to just get like a nice statue that I can put in place. I just don't see the purpose of like it being posable, and I don't know. It doesn't really appeal to my sort of sensibility when it comes to collecting, and I think they look like Barbies. So put that out there too. Some of them look cool. Deathstroke. Someone showed me Deathstroke. I said, fine. That one looks pretty cool. But like the Batman, the Michael Keaton Batman just looks so goofy to me. And they had the Robert, is it Robert De Niro? Yeah, the Robert De Niro joke.
Collector war.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, we're throwing it in but
because I do pops. You just gonna come off as a Hot Toys hater, my guy.
I know. Come get me. I don't like Hot Toys. I just don't like them. I think that they're overblown and over expensive Barbies that don't look. I think they look goofy. But come get me. Come fight me, Hot Toys collectors.
Don't I know my boy Jerry. He said what he said.
Yeah, and honestly, they're gonna come from me because they're gonna be like
take off and look at their little PPs. Quit being weirdos.
Yeah,
Cheddar Patrol. Yeah, this community.
Again, they're fine. They usually don't hate on Pops.
Okay, when you find Cheddar Patrol wherever you are.
Yeah, it's the people that are around them, the communities that have come up.
The people around you. Get your people. Cheddar Patrol.
Get your audience. They started with Pop collectors.
Your lady.
But I get it. You know, people move on from Pops. They think Pops look childish. I don't know. It's goofy to me to like.
The problem is that everybody's salty that Funko oversaturates their market, and they wish every Pop came out was super rare, but they wish everyone could get it, so the flippers didn't get it, even though everyone's a flipper. And then they're mad because it gets commonized or it's an exclusive and it's 81 month and then 20 another month, and we only get Pops that are either worth a lot or cool because somebody on Instagram or YouTube told us, and nowhere in here have we ever got any Pop that we actually like that we would keep if the market crashed today. That doesn't matter. Fuck you guys. Oh wait, all that is ruined. Fine, I'm gonna go get toys where I could take off their clothes and see their pee-pee. They're gonna cost a shit ton more, and I'll only be able to get one or two at a time, and then I'll be able to sit there and look at that too, just the same way I was looking at my Pop.
I can't wait to look at all the accessories that come with my Hot Toy.
Now I don't have a problem with Hot Toys. They some of them look cool with me. They just too much for me. But it's just like either way, you still collecting something. Just looking.
Yeah. Shut thank you, Fets. Shut the hell up. I think that's exactly. I think throwing shade at other collectors. I know I just did it, and I was doing it in a sarcastic. You know, my thoughts on Hot Toys and those other collectibles. I'm doing that in like a sarcastic manner. Like it's because so many of those collectible like communities are throwing a lot of shade towards Funko recently. And I think that instead, like a lot of these communities need to just recognize that like we all started in the same place. We all start to collect because we enjoy the nature of it, and that there should be no ill will. Like we should all be happy and confident.
You would think so? You think so? Jerry, look, I've had three things to show me how to hold my tongue. My mom, a woman I'm in a relationship with, and a Funko collector.
Yeah.
Because there's been a few Funko collectors where I was going to say some, like, y'all think Doc say some.
Feds, man.
Don't even like, listen, Doc, I love you. But that big dick energy ain't nothing to my horse dick when it comes to saying some wild shit, man. I promise. My girl just today, 28 times today, she was like, you just say wild shit. And I'll be like, I know. You know, that's just how it is with me. So I hold my tongue all the time. And sometimes I have said borderline, you would think it's probably mean, and everybody gets in a rile and a fuss. So it's just like, I see I'm dealing with a very sensitive community. So I have to use my words properly because I can't be like, what's up, you little loser ass motherfuckers, you little stupid bitches. You know, they be like, what? What? Like I was
this is surreal. This is surreal that you're doing. I'm sorry, Bess.
The lifestyle, Jesus Christ.
I got you.
I'm done. Why are you doing that? Why
I'm so
you do that, Jerry? Say it fine, Jerry.
I'm so sorry. I just had to. I had to.
Listen, we're only collecting cardboard and plastic here, Jerry.
Right, bro. That's all we're doing. Oh my god.
Okay, this over here, bro. Listen. Okay, so we just go. So, how do you feel about all these group situations and this? And I'm not calling. We ain't calling no group out. We ain't calling no in specific. You've been in them, so
I've been in and out of a couple groups. Collecting groups, and I think that so the reasoning in my mind behind a group of collectors oftentimes is just an opportunity to find people that share your interests and can help collect together. Like I think that somewhere at the core of all of this, that was the intention behind every group that pops up that is built around collectibles. But I think that at any point in time that like someone has committed time to the development or growth of something, they start to think that for it to continue on, we need to be profiting off of this thing, or we need to make money off of this. And I think for me,
words out my mouth, I was gonna be like, so Jerry, if it becomes more than that, what do you call it? Because listen, and I'm gonna go. Listen, I'm gonna have a lot of people that fucking hate me for this, but I still ain't got a reply, and I still ain't been a way to get in contact with this fella. But I just think it's funny that the one guy that was on Doc podcast got ousted because some shit went sour and some negativity happened, but he was in on all the profit making and trying to seeing people that follow this page or do this and that as nothing but a dollar sign at the end of the day. And either you here to add to my dollar signs or you here to promote us so we can get more dollar signs. So either way, it's about y'all getting dollar signs. But nobody wants to say that.
Yeah.
But what, Jerry, being that I just said that, like in that group, I am a villain because I'm just saying what's going on, though. You know what I mean?
And I think that
guy for that.
My only point on that is like the moment that a group like that starts to become a means to profit off of its members, in any way, and this is not just it was the same for another group I was a part of long before any other groups, And again, I'm not calling out any specific groups. I think that all groups you want to lean into your profits. You want to do something, but if you forget about the community, then you're gonna struggle to maintain the organization, the group that it is. And I think that at the core, you need to be nourishing the community that you built in it, in order to ever maintain any sort of loyalty to a group.
We're gonna teach you how to talk, Jerry. We're gonna have to have some classes. You said a lot of kind words. It is just like what Jerry is pretty much saying, guys, don't be doing super shady shit and forgetting about the people that got you there. And then when everything is all exposed, you can't hold the whole tyranny government you built while collecting and making money profit. But you said that in such a different way. I need to learn that, Jerry.
Leadership.
Jerry, I ain't gonna pay no damn group to be a part of it. But I'll pay you to teach my ass how to talk that way.
Would love to talk to anyone. I love it. And I think that that's where it comes down to. So I think that groups will continue to exist in the Funko community. That's something I have to say. It's like, it's going to keep happening. And it's going to happen in small bursts and big bursts. There's going to be large ones. There's going to be small ones. They're going to crop up. They're going to do their thing. There's already a couple that I see. I still follow a couple. I follow some that I never was in, but I still follow their group page. Because I think that there's some interesting things going on there. But I think that as long as they recognize that like the cornerstone of these collecting groups needs to be the group aspect and not the financial aspect, then they'll have more opportunities to succeed. I think you're going to make more money if that ends up being the goal. If you focus in on the fact that this is a group of friends or a group of people who really enjoy each other's company and enjoy the same stuff as you. So
I mean, the only thing is to just let everybody in on the fact that that's what's going on here. And don't lie the whole time, and then whenever it's brought out, it's the Epstein case. Like, motherfucker, we all know now. Like, just come on.
Leadership is about transparency to me, and I think that a failure to have that really just shows. And I hate to be like that. I don't want to like put anyone down, but I think that oftentimes like these groups are kind of harebrained. They're not thought through, and I think that because of that, like some of the leadership. No one sits down to actually think about how we're going to run this as a group or like a leader. And a lot of times it's just goofballs that have stumbled into, they've never actually thought about what it means to have 100 people in a Discord together and all talking to each other about stuff that could potentially go south. They don't ever think about the negative ramification of that. Those are human lives. Like these are people on the end of every single one of those. And I think that a lot of times when these things get formed, they don't think about that. They don't think about what it means to be the leader of that group or what sorts of actions that they're going to have to take to be that leader. And that's where I see that. And I think that at the end of the day, like I think these groups serve some purpose at the end. because I think that they give us safe haven, and I think that unfortunately, like a lot of collectors aren't lucky enough to have friends locally around them that they can share the things that they do with. And I think that a lot of collectors deal with bullying and castrating and being told that they don't know what they're doing with their lives and with their money. And I think that that's so detrimental to these individuals, that having a group can be such a positive and powerful component of this whole thing we call collecting. But it's just about figuring out how to do it in a way that is beneficial to the individual and not to the group. And I think that that's what it has to come back to. So if groups can refocus and be that way, I think that we could have some really successful and really cool groups in our community that are doing really good stuff that could be helping tons of others. And like I said, I've been in 2 different groups, and I met some amazing people because of those groups. Both of them have led me to meet awesome and incredible people that I have maintained contact with and touch with, and will continue to support and love very much so. People I consider very close friends because of the groups that I've been a part of. But when I chose to step away recently, it was really all because I think I would have stayed with the group that I was most recently with, but it just boiled down to the fact that I didn't feel like I was a part of the community anymore. I didn't feel like there was any aspect of friendship that was being offered to me or kindness that was being brought my way from the individuals that I was associated with. So I felt like it was an appropriate time to leave. And I said, I think that this is a good ending to this. And I left on what I thought was very good terms, because to me, it was about saying like, hey, I'm going to support those that I really like and have stayed in touch with, and it's time for me to step away. So I'm really grateful for meeting those people and meeting the groups, and having lots of friends from both the groups that I was a part of. That I met friends that I hope that I continue to have longer than the 2 years I've been collecting. So I hope I continue to keep those friendships. But
yeah, man, I think it just sucks because I'm not in any group at all.
Yeah.
And I've made more friends with the people that are in the groups, and I'm just like, I don't even know how that's possible. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I met Dark Sage and Russ and Lampsey and how this all started, and then I just slowly just started to meet people.
Right.
I've still yet to be in a group, and a lot of people were in a group or about to be in a group or trying to still get in a group or are in a group, or I'm just like, I'm good, man. I got too much stuff going on to be trying. Like, my thing is because like I'm in a lot of Facebook groups, and that's how I started. Like 2015 on, like all I gotta do is send the invite and answer a couple questions, and that's it. And it's mostly like, are you like here for pops? What was your first pop? Like, are you gonna like obey by the rules in the group? That's it.
Yeah. And I'm in a lot of those Facebook groups. I see you in there all the time in a lot of them.
Yeah.
I'm always like, oh, I'm gonna like that because that's Fets.
Yeah, I would be like, oh, okay, yeah. And then whenever I came to Instagram, because I always had my Instagram forever. I had the same Instagram since like 2014.
Wow.
So yeah, so whenever I came and like was like, oh, I didn't know there was other pop Instagrammers at all, because I have been posting my pops for like 2 or 3 years now, and I never met anybody until I started seeing like there was, I guess, these groups and all this shit. But I guess there was a whole thing to getting into every one of the groups. So I'm like, I'm good. I was like, if it's not just like I'm able to like send a follow and be accepted and like everything cool and I'm meeting people and this is fun, like that's something different than like, oh, well, you have to have this many. You know, this is what kind of killed me with something that happened, right?
Mm-hmm.
They tell me, or they telling other people, because they won't tell me directly, but they're telling other people we need to see more Funko content. I have Funko content since 2014 or 2015, my guy. Some of these groups ain't been around longer than my Funko.
Since you've been doing Funko content.
Since my Funko content been being posted.
Yeah.
So how does that work out? That's like saying you got to be 6 foot, at least 6 foot to ride this ride, and I'm telling you, well, I'm 8 foot. Oh, well, we need to see more inches.
What
you mean?
Go buy a measuring tape.
Yeah, and then meanwhile, somebody that kissed a bunch of boo-boo and run around for a week and was sharing people's stuff and pretending like they care, and then they got 56 posts and half of them is giveaways, and it's like, oh, welcome to this group because we're about to make money off of you and we don't want to tell you.
And I think that's something that more groups I hope continue to pop up more organically, maybe, because something about this the like industrialized version of these groups, which I can name like 4 or 5 off the top of my head that I follow, that are like industrialized. They have these application processes and these, you have to do this and this to be a part of it, and blah blah blah. You have to put this in your bio and all this stuff. There's a lot of groups that are like that. The industrialization of it, giving it that structure really feels disingenuous. I mean, for lack of a better word, it's not.
I feel like it's a chain of command, and it's like, what the fuck, like, bro, no, like, what is going on here? Because that's how all this shit start to begin with. Like, people like, oh, I'm in the group and they don't even say anything to me, or they don't even share any of my posts, or they don't do this or that, and it's just like, well, then why are you a part of the group? Well, I'm still holding out hope, or I don't want to leave and then be this and that. Like, what do you mean? Like, what are you scared of? Like, I'm confused. And that's what I'm saying. Like, listen, bro. Newsflash, and I know nobody's probably gonna make it this far in the podcast, so I'm just talking to you, Jerry.
You don't think they're gonna make it this far? I hope they do. I hope so.
I hope they do too, but I just want people to know, man. We all people out here, and I know we are collecting cardboard and toys, and nothing else really matters.
Cardboard and plastic.
Anything serious? Well, guess what, buddy? I could care less if an item sell out. I could care less if I ever get my Grail stuff. I could care less if my sticker is on there right or wrong. I could care less about pretty much everything except for box condition and making sure the bitch gets to me. Other than that, I don't complain about anything. But what I will complain about is somebody completely trying to disrespect you, somebody trying to belittle you, somebody trying to think little of you, somebody trying to think of you as a number or what they can get from you or how much you kiss their ass or any of all these negative things that we're not allowed to talk about. But if you do, you're a bad guy. And my thing is, I'll be real, and this is why I brought up the color thing, because like I've told a lot of people, a lot of black people that's in the community. And that's the only reason why I met any YouTubers, because I was like, I want to meet some black collectors because I haven't. And that was just me being real. Like I like seeing my people, my people, because that's who I was raised around, and I'm mixed. And I was more raised around, my black folk than I was the white folks, you know what I mean?
Right.
And that's just being real, Jerry. I'm letting you in my little secret. So
hell yeah.
I like to see people, like, because in our community, and this is why it's so important, in our community, you're supposed to be getting Jordans and trying to play football or basketball or twerk or some nonsense that's being portrayed, and you got to live in a hood or you got to have this mentality and all this stupid shit. And if not, then you a square or you a loser or you a geek or a nerd or you this and that, and people can take advantage of you. So that's why I like meeting like Ope, Funko Cop, Weird Flex at one point in time. Obviously, Dark Sage. I don't even need to. That's a given. You know what I mean? All these people, and it's just like, because I never had that as a child other than with my cousins. You know what I mean? And I like that now. And I'm gonna just be real. My black folk will keep it real with me, especially whenever they don't like me. Whereas we see how racist people work, okay? And this ain't about to turn into no politician thing, but racist people will swear up and down they're not racist while being racist. And if you're doing that with racism stuff, what are you going to do whenever it's something else? You're going to carry that same energy to a new topic. So you're going to be just as fake in this topic as you was that one, because you don't want to be seen as this or that for your views. Well, I just want y'all to know my views. I don't really care about none of this shit. You know what I mean? I'm glad this will bring us all together. It obviously means something to everybody. But at the end of the day, Jerry, I can't let nobody come down the street and just smack you in the face or talk shit to you or disrespect you. And if you don't got nothing to say because that's who you is, my ass going to, because I'm that fucking stupid and ignorant. I'm just be real with you. I see somebody, because I used to not be this big, and I used to get bullied, and I used to be just completely fat and chunky, or I used to see a lot of people get bullied, and I don't like that shit. I just don't like it. I don't like it. And I really don't like it when people feel like they can get away with it over the internet. Like, we taking it too serious, all this stuff. You know what I mean? Like, way too serious. The number counts, subscribers, this and that. If you got that, great, keep going. But just know it's a responsibility, not just a perk. So while you out here and you got all these subs, and I'm genuinely happy for all these people, even ones I don't know. I'm thoroughly happy people out here making it in this sort of environment. Just don't abuse it and don't take it for granted, because somebody told me whenever I only had 100 subs, like, your voice, like, you an influencer even if you don't want to be, even if you don't realize it. And it's like, I understand that. I don't need to be out here trying to sell you a product to still influence you. So I could be saying, all hail Satan, let's go cut open a baby goat and like have some crazy orgy. Yeah. Or I could be on here telling you, don't let people disrespect you or talk crazy. Like, don't, that doesn't mean go cut their head off. Like I told you, I can sit here and have a calm conversation. Like, I feel like you disrespecting me, and here's why. And at the end, people like, I feel like you just motherfucked me. No, I didn't, bro. I didn't cuss you out. I didn't do anything. You did something. I only talked about what you did or said. Now you're upset. What kind of world we live in, Jerry?
Crazy one. That's what.
That's I really on the TED Talk. But, I love that. I love that. The Funko collectors just be having me on edge with the.
All I gotta say, is we are a community that has a lot of bullies and a lot of manipulative people.
Yes,
that have taken advantage of easily manipulated and lonely people, and I think that it's really, really sad, because I think that some of the influencers in our community forget to pause and think about who the individuals following their pages really are, and what those people are like, because they either forget to do it, or they know exactly what they're doing, and they're doing it intentionally to manipulate and hurt people. Which, if that's the truth, that's something I always think about, is like, maybe some of these influencers actually are doing this on purpose, and they want to take money from and make these people feel like they have hope and specialness by watching their little video and where they open a box together. I'm not sure what some of the intention of some of these people are, but it really just boils down to, how do you use your platform to do something good, and to do something important, and to do something special, and that's going to matter. And you said it really well there, in that it doesn't matter how small your following is. You have influence on at least someone, and you've got to be speaking from your values and speaking from your personal values, because failure to do that is going to land yourself. You're going to look fake and foolish and idiotic when it catches up to you. And if you're not centered in your values, you're going to be making your apology video in 4 years where you're crying on the camera. I'm so sorry. Clearly you weren't, because you knew what you were about, and you knew that you wanted to impact and hurt people that way. So, but yeah, our community is toxic as hell. And I do think some people need to stand up to some of these bullies a little bit more, because I think that they're pushing around people in ways they really shouldn't be, and they shouldn't be so.
And that's the thing, though, right? It's because we have these bullies, and the bad part is most of the bullies are also the quote unquote, like, we're in fucking high school, the most popular one. Like, I'm over.
They are.
Sorry. Like, low key, I might have to end the pod and just talk to you off.
Yeah, we'll talk. Yeah, we can talk more.
I don't want to come off super negativity, but like,
no, you're right.
Everybody a bully, Jerry, until a bully show up. And
correct.
And I'm gonna be real. That's why that shit happened with Buzz the way it did. Because I wanted to let her know that no matter who the fuck is in FCS or any fucking other group, and I'm gonna let this be known here, I don't give a fuck who you is, because I'm not gonna do it back to you. And if I do, just let me know, and I'll be a grown-ass man and apologize, and that will be it. I'm not gonna call you a bunch of names. I'm not gonna go and be a victim. I'm not gonna play all these games. I'm gonna just be like, listen, I didn't mean to, my bad. But the moment you come at me and you trying to literally just go at me hard and everybody see it, hold on, bro. So this is what you want to do, right? Do I need to let it go because you have a vagina?
Oh,
woman. Because we're collecting cardboard and toys? Because I need to be the bigger man? Like, because this is my thing is, if you bullying me, then you bullying other people. So yeah, I should let it go because I can handle it. But it's some people you out here bullying that can't. And we don't see that. We only see your little fake persona. Well, guess what, YouTube? This me. And people see me like this all the time. I do this on my lives. We have a great time. I say off the wall shit, but y'all gonna know who I am. Damn it.
Yeah.
I'm just irritated because I'm tired of all this toxic ass, weird ass shit that I only deal with in the Funko community, not the video game community, not the sports community, not the podcast community, not the model kit community. No community except for Funko. Am I sitting here having to talk to grown ass people about common ass shit? Y'all want to preach about wearing masks and Black Lives Matter, which was fake. All of y'all, 90% was fucking fake. And that's why I never did it to this day, because it's fucking fake. And I'm tired of y'all fucking being fake. So be mad,
I call the people out.
But it's just how it is. How many people this much did anything about Black Lives Matter? Oh, you haven't. Got you. So, like I said, Jerry, you a real one. And I knew you was a real one the moment you made those 2 videos you did a while ago calling out people. So I want you to know, bro, in this community, we won't ever get subs because we too real. But in other communities, we get all sorts of love to where we ain't got to even worry about this number count anymore because we ain't looking at people as a number. Each number is a person. I'm not ever forgetting that. There is. It's even 400 people there. Like, nobody can believe that. People in my hometown be making fun. Like, oh, even though it's for like, oh, it's Fed's frequency. Look, it's like,
ain't that real though? Ain't that real though?
Right, they just fucking, but like it's a joke. Like you know what I mean? Actually, like it's not even because of me. It's because of y'all. Like I didn't make 400 plus accounts and then go subscribe, and nobody did really. You maybe did 1 or 2 to boost the number, but you didn't do that many. You know, like
That's crazy.
So,
and you're so right. I think that.
Just really
you're getting Jerry. I'm like, that's
a little irritated, Jerry. That's all, my brother.
Let me just say, I so agree with you, and I think that, I think that my total purpose for being on Instagram and YouTube is always going to be just to share stuff that I love. I don't care about anything I've ever, if people want to follow along and hang out with me, I've always loved that. I love to talk and hang out. I've had people just message me out of the blue, and I've had great conversations with them, and that is because I've just always lent myself to saying, hey, I'm just an open guy who likes to collect. And I've gotten, saying like, I just hit 900 on Instagram or whatever. Like that feels weird to me. Like 900 feels like a lot, even though it's not 10,000 or, 20,000 like all these other people. But I was like, wow, that's 900 people who've invested some sort of moment into my content. And I said, that's really cool to me. And I really want to give them more of that. I want to say, if we want to hang out and chat and have fun. But I think the one thing you really nailed there is like, for me, I can't like stress enough how much that moment in time like really stuttered my view of some of the individuals that are in our community, because it became like abundantly clear that like they genuinely like do not care about Black people, and like that like struck me so hard. I was like, holy shit! I was like, we have so many astounding Black creators in the Funko and the nerd community. And I started to notice that they don't get the love that they deserve. They don't get the
started, bro.
Yeah. And I was like, what the heck? I was like, it was so disheartening because I was so just shocked by like all of the crap that started to come out. And I just realized that it's because a lot of people in this damn community are 40-year-old white dudes. I mean, just to be like 35, 40-year-old white guys that they comprise a lot of the collecting community, and they and as such,
too popular. The pretty girls, quote unquote, that can make themselves look pretty or are pretty on Instagram, or the guys that started this group and they started their own little hierarchy, and now they want to control who can and can't come out. And we're all still collecting stuff. So it's not you can call a Funko and tell them, oh, he can't get it. But you can tell me I can't come in your group. But everybody in your group I can still talk to. So what's the point of the group then?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what's the point of keeping me out of the group if I can still talk to everybody in the group?
Yeah.
It's
nothing. And it's because they haven't done nothing. I mean, groups have failed to accommodate like community building in any ways. But Fets, it's like, for me, this has been a lot to like the just everything that's gone on with the community that I loved being a part of it. I still love being a part of it. I still have such great friends. And I recognize also that a lot of the people that I've connected with in the community are people of color. And I think that I'm not surprised. I mean, I'm Arab, so like but I look white-ish. Yeah. So, like my identity and my culture and my heritage is something that doesn't really like come to the forefront for most people. And they definitely don't see it exactly. I don't really post my face much on my Instagram at all.
Yeah, me either.
So like it's mostly about my toys. So I don't think people think about that at all. But just naturally, I've gravitated towards many of the collectors and creators that are people of color. I think they create the content that I identify with, and I've always felt comfortable with. So it just feels more representative of my experience, and I think that that's
why all of us have to say Jerry is a real one.
Yeah.
I'm just, like, okay, that's what I'm saying. I know you're not racist because you've been doing it so long that because all this racist shit going on and all the fake, like I'm racist, but I'm not gonna say I'm racist because I don't want people to come at me and stuff like that. God. Like you're not part of any of that. You just like, oh wait, I did follow all these people. That's crazy. I didn't even know, like, because like I never was looking at till now that everybody is like, now we want to start paying attention to the Black content creators or the people of color content creators and not just top pops or beard of pop.
We have so many.
I don't really know all of them. I just hear names. So I don't even know some of these people and what they look like. I just hear names, you know what I mean? And I think that's really what it is, bro. Like it's just like with anything. It's like
and sometimes we forget how small the Funko community really is. And I think that that's also like something that people don't think about very often is that like this community is like pretty. I mean, our largest YouTube content creator only has a little over 200,000 subscribers. And I mean, comparatively to the larger like YouTube landscape, like we're a pretty small and very niche community. So even the smallest bits of content can trickle into just about everyone, every corner of the community. And I think that that's why it's so disheartening to constantly see no attempt to bridge the gap. And I get it that like there's some of these creators come from a place of privilege that I don't think I could ever understand.
And that's why it's all rough because I understand that, bro. Because I feel like a lot of them don't try, and then when they're not really trying, they'd be like, "Oh, but I want this many subs and this many viewers," but they not really doing nothing, and they thumbnail look just like everybody else thumbnail. And then what I've seen a lot now is if they're not doing any of the tiny ghosts and this and that, it's just straight mystery boxes.
Mystery box, yeah. Oh, I've seen some
mystery box galore, and I don't got a problem with that. But it's just like if that's all you got is just you open up another mystery box, like you don't have no way to relate that to nobody, no way to really like you feel nothing towards that unless it's a grail. And if you don't get a grail, then we gotta look in that sad face, and you either complaining or it's just like, oh well, that's the name of the game. End of the video, you know. So it's just like
that's so funny.
People like videos like that because they like the mystery, but after they see what you got, like, do they really stick around? And are they coming for you or are they coming for the mystery box?
Yeah.
And I just feel bad because I see a lot of people doing that. And it's like, man.
Yeah, I feel for everyone that is out here trying to grind away and
bro. Same.
And, you know, I really do. I think that grinding away at this content is not easy when it's, you know, you want to do something you love but you have to like live. I think that's the other hard part is like, we all have to make enough money and have financial wellness outside of what we're doing here. And then if this turns into something, you know, you hope for it, but you don't want to manipulate, you don't want to abuse your audience. You have to find this sweet line of trying to understand how this all works. And I definitely feel like our content creators, the ones in the YouTube or the Funko community, have just derailed themselves, and they feel I think there's a lot of I hate looking at my subscriptions or like looking at my suggestions and seeing like that 35 different YouTubers are now popping up that are all doing the same thing over and over and over. It's tough for me. It's tough for me to digest because I don't know why I'm watching some of it or why I would want to watch it. Because I'm a fan too. Like I watch everyone's YouTube videos. I watch so much Funko YouTube that I think my brain hurts sometimes because I watch Top Pops. I watch, you know, Wasatch Pop. I watch Bearded Pop Hunter, but then I watch channels like yours every video you drop, and Nakama and Dark Sage. And I watch even smaller channels with less than 100 subs that if I like what I'm watching, like I'm getting something out of it. So I'm always trying to look for why am I enjoying this, or what is the enjoyment component? it's just such a weird thing that I haven't cracked yet. And if you can't tell, Fets, I'm such a I'm a thinker and a person who really wants to put as much pen to paper about the way things function and work. And now that I've been in this community for so long, I definitely am at this point where I'm just trying to understand why are we the way we are? Why has this happened? And what is it about these awesome vinyl toys that has created so much conflict, controversy, drama? I mean, every community is gonna have drama, but what has led to all of this and how did we get here? Has been very interesting to dissect for me. But yeah, man, I don't see myself. I know that a lot of my friends have started to just leave the Funko community. They're just ditching. And for me, it's I don't think I'm going anywhere. I'm Jerry's got pops, and that's because I got a lot of them and I love them a lot. So I'm sticking around in this area, and I'm going to keep my eye on the way things move and change and grow. And again, if I keep building an audience, then so be it. And if I don't, then so be it. I'm not doing it I do this because it's an escapism for myself. I have stresses throughout my day, and I want to sit down and enjoy the things that I love and share them with people and hope that I get some positive feedback. But yeah, that's my real closing thought on that. I really do wish all of them so much prosperity. I think that I love people and I want people to succeed. I think that I try to give people the benefit of the doubt 100% of the time. I think that sometimes I do that to a fault, and sometimes people do have negative intentions and I still let them do it. I still think that they might be thinking that they have some sort of good intention. But at the end of the day, I love Funko collectors. I still do. And I love getting to know them and learning about them and meeting with them. And I love, even today when I went to go pick up the pops I was picking up, I talked to an old collector from my local that, he's not involved in the bigger community, but he's at every pop drop. Good guy, really great guy. We chatted it up. He messaged me on Facebook a little bit afterwards. That's the kind of stuff that I love. That's what matters. That matters way more than what new video is going to drop on Top Pops' page this week or on it's what matters to me is the small scale interactions. And yeah, I can't harness enough how much I love and cherish the people that I've just gotten to connect with. And it's all because these toys, these cardboard boxes and plastic, as we put it so many times tonight. So I'm just very grateful and I'm very lucky. And
I really beating that over the head with a hammer tonight. Yeah.
I know, but I think at the end of it, I have to say, I hope that no one. I can complain, and yeah, I was upset. I think we have moments where we, you and I, we were riffing off some of the things that have frustrated us. But I think I love these people, and I love what they do, and I want to.
No doubt, bro. No doubt.
I keep telling everyone, I'll sit down and talk to anyone about Funko Pops for hours because my wife is already over it. She's heard me talk about Pops enough. So I'll talk anyone's ear off, and I do love it, and I love what we do. So as much as I have frustrations with the community and with other things, I really do wish all of them so much health and wellness and prosperity, and I hope that they can understand that feedback is a natural process of leadership. And if you aren't receiving feedback, then you've done something wrong. To be upfront, if you aren't receiving feedback, you've messed up somewhere, and it means that you haven't built a trusting enough or developed enough community to not receive feedback. So you got to listen to what people say about you. You don't have to take everything they say about you 100%, but listen and understand why it's being said and find out what the next step for you is. And I hope that content creators that are getting this sort of harsh feedback they might feel understand that this is part of being an influencer and being a leader and being a competent person in any community. So I hope they see that. I hope they see it as more than that and not just people flaming them. I wish Doc was able to formulate his words better sometimes, because I think he wants the same thing that I'm saying here, but he says it in ways that are much more openly aggressive or overtly aggressive in a way that's if you're just telling someone they're a piece of shit, they're not going to take that pretty highly. It's about constructivism and understanding that and recognizing when you can give constructive feedback without being condescending or an asshole. But
see, I learned that and I gather that right now. My problem is how do I respond to somebody that's clearly clearly having no good intention. Because now it's like, oh, that's what you're doing. Let me match your energy. And it's just like, no, I don't even want to match their energy no more. No,
yeah, when you meet someone who's clearly evil,
yeah.
I don't. I am too pure-hearted, and I feel like if I meet someone who is clearly vile, I just disassociate immediately.
Yeah,
I'm like,
or just in that moment, they just have bad intentions on what they're gonna say or do next. It's just like, bro,
gotta go.
Right. Like I'm about to get to that point where it's just like, you know what? Nope. I already know how this is gonna end. Well, Jay, hey, we could talk anytime, but
yes, bro.
It's been an hour 30. I'm gonna wrap it up. Yeah, I don't want to hold up nobody any longer for anybody that does, the poor soul that stays this long.
I hope
out of support. And I want
you never know. I feel like a couple people they'll listen just to the. I feel like I listen to the end when I can, just to hear how off the rails it'll get. So
yeah, for sure.
So
the first 15 minutes, it's always like normal. Then 30, 40 minutes in, that's whenever the crazy stuff like, what did he say? What? So yeah, for sure. I appreciate y'all. Go check out Jerry's Got Pops, man. Y'all know the link gonna be down in the description everywhere you can find them. YouTube, Instagram, the moon, Twitch, the sky, the stars, wherever, the ocean. Dab on them, Jerry.
Yeah, that's all I do.
So Jerry Got Pops and he needs shows. Y'all go check them out. I appreciate you, bro. Always. Thank you.
Thanks, Pat.